Hello, welcome. Boxing this week 27, and it's a really good episode this week because last week there was no real boxing to talk about. So obviously we've got a big fight on the weekend, Sonny Edwards versus Edwards-Yafai, and we're going to rank boxers because it's been a little thing in the last sort of month or so on the show where we've brought up the IBF rankings in particular and gone, they're shit. So we're going to sort it out. Maybe shouldn't swear that early in a video, but Paolo, how are you?
I'm feeling good. Feeling very, very good, man. Busy. 3 more weeks till another boxing show that I'm a part of. So I'm running around doing loads of bits for that. Doing bits for this. Looking forward to December's boxing. Yeah, man. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's going well, man.
We've got a lot to get through. So I'm going to do the weekly roundup very quickly. There's not too much. Obviously, it is Edwards-Yafai versus Sonny Edwards or Sonny Edwards-Yafai fight week. Conor Benn is officially cleared. He was cleared a few weeks ago, but now UKAD aren't appealing the decision, meaning Conor Benn can now fight, and he has called out Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. Good fight, better than the Eubank one, although I still want to see the Eubank one, but whatever. Derek Chisora is fighting Otto Wallin in Manchester. That'll be interesting because I still think Otto Wallin's a top heavyweight, and he's obviously coming back from his loss against Anthony Joshua. We'll talk about that. I can't remember the date for the fight, but it's a good card, and Willie Hutchinson's making his return. I think it's February the 8th. February 8th, okay. I mean, that would be a good fight. Every Derek Chisora fight's a good fight, so, or nearly everyone. So it's an exciting announcement. Other than that, not too much going on. The official numbers for the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson event came out. It looks like it did well over 100 million views on Netflix for the main event, which is mental, but kind of, I mean,
it's expected. It's expected.
Yeah. And that's pretty much everything that's happened in boxing this week. We're obviously going to talk about Edwards-Yafai in later on in the episode, but first things first, unless Paolo's got anything more to add on the week of boxing, we're gonna start ranking these guys.
Let's do it, man. This is what we're here for. This is what we've brought people to do. We have been talking for weeks on end about how rubbish the rankings are. IBF, WBC, WBO. I think Bacoli has got a interim title shot against one of the outsiders.
F.A. Jagba is what it's looking like it's going to be for the WBA.
We were just talking about Jagba the other day about saying how mad it is that he's ranked above certain heavyweights. And
yes,
it's mad.
Jagba will feature in these rankings. Now we'll talk about heavyweights. Let's rank the heavyweights first. I think that's a good start. So
let's
first things first.
In first as well.
We should do that, of course.
Just whilst Connor's doing that, if you do want to join in, the link will be posted in the comments of this video, like so. And if you want to throw your 2 pence in, or you've got something to talk about in boxing, jump in. We'll get you on.
Here we are.
So this is our Hooked Casuals heavyweight rankings.
Yeah. Now, I think we should start off with just anything that's like really screaming out. First of all, let's do a little breakdown. You got the number one fighter. That is there's only one person allowed in the top section, and that is the best in the division. I think that should be quite easy, but whatever. Top fighter or top fighters is the elite guys. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of goes like that. Should retire. It doesn't necessarily mean they should retire, but it means they're not good enough to be on this list.
Yeah.
And we're going to be ruthless. This is a rankings. All of them are great athletes, blah, 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 blah. But this is rankings. Not everyone's going to be top. So, first of all, Usyk number one. I assume that's not going to be a debate.
No, I'm with you there.
Cool. Let's get that. Boom. And then I guess we'll work down the list. I mean, Fabio Wardley. In comparison to the other guys.
For me, good at the moment because of where he is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him in average because I actually like Fabio Wardley. I'm going to say good, not great.
Good, not great? Okay. I'll agree with that for now, but I think because of the quality of the heavyweights we're talking about, he might get bumped down.
We can move this around afterwards.
Yeah, we can.
Cool.
Ajit Kabayel, obviously coming
Average.
off his
Average.
Oh, I don't know if I can put him average. Why is he average?
He's average. He's had 2 good performances.
Yeah.
But I just think Fabio Wardley's got more chance. Well, the problem is you say more chance of fighting for a world title. The way that the rankings are, Caballo could land himself a title shot just through being active.
Yeah.
But I would say if I was to pick out a Caballero and Wardley, for me, I think Fabio Wardley beats Caballero.
No, not
Caballero,
yet.
Caballero beat
Makhmedov, yeah.
In a fight that Makhmedov is all right, but he's average in terms of heavyweight.
True. He is.
Then he went on to fight Sanchez.
Yeah, Frank Sanchez.
And he got a decision there.
Yeah.
Frank Sanchez is average.
No, I knew that was coming. No. Frank Sanchez is not. Frank Sanchez is a good fighter. He's just inactive, but.
So, I'm saying, all right, put him where I've got Wardley there. You put Caballero where you want to put him.
I'll put him under Wardley. Actually, I can't even do that. For me, he has to go above Wardley.
That's mental. You put him in front of Wardley.
Wardley beat Clark.
Caballero beat Makhmedov. So what's your point?
Caballero beat Frank Sanchez. He's 23-0 heavyweight, established. I'll move him there because I've put him in the good, not great. But just to be fair,
how old's Frank Sanchez?
Let's not do that because then he's quite old, I think.
So we're talking Ortiz special-esque. He's not that old.
No, 32. Hell yeah, he's only 32.
Fair enough.
That's fine. He just looks. There's no way that man's 32. He's not in these rankings. I don't even think of him. But Deontay Wilder should retire.
Yeah. I can't disagree with that. I've always said this. Yeah. See Deontay Wilder. Yeah. I don't think he was ever a top fighter. I genuinely
his resume is just not.
His resume, for me, stinks. Like as in, you're talking. He almost lost against an Eric Molina, who Joshua made quit standing up within 3 rounds because he couldn't take the power. Eric Molina took Deontay Wilder 12 rounds. He won his title off Stavern. The first fight was all right. The second fight, Stavern might as well have been the crash test dummies out of Top Gear. just because he didn't do anything.
Yeah. I guess Wilder struggled with Ortiz.
And he handpicked his fights, I feel like, afterwards. I don't say that about many boxers. And a lot of boxers that shouldn't get that title.
True.
But for me, he could have had a fight with Dillian White, turned it down. Joshua, he didn't want to make that happen. Joshua, I feel like, was down to fight the whole time.
Yeah,
Deontay Wilder was the stopping block in that fight. Although when they had agreed to fight, that was when finally Fury took Deontay Wilder to court to do. Was it a third Wilder fight? No, that was the other way around. Fury and Joshua were meant to be fighting. Wilder took him to court, but there was a time when Deontay Wilder was going to fight Joshua, and Deontay Wilder just weren't on it. I don't think he would have beaten. I don't think Deontay Wilder beats any Anthony Joshua.
No. Joshua finishes.
So, for me, should retire, won a title in a shit pool of fighters in America, fought the occasional. His best win is probably Luis Ortiz.
Yeah, it is. His best performance is the first one against Fury. Actually, no, that's not fair. The third fight against Fury because it was back and forth, but Fury still won. So,
yeah.
And since then, there's nothing more that he can give. He's done well for himself. Like
I can solidly say he shouldn't move, but go on.
Yeah. Daniel Dubois.
Do you know what? You have to put him top fighter. You have to.
He's world champion. There's only 2 world champions on this list.
Powerful puncher. He's come a long way. He's been through. He's fought a lot of top guys as well, young.
Yeah.
Which is only going to do wonders for him. When you actually look at the difference in him and Jared Anderson in age, Not really that much difference, and I think there's 3 years between them. And
Yeah.
for me, Daniel Dubois had more exposure fighting worldwide than I'd say Jared Anderson has. And when Jared Anderson fought anyone outside of America, be it Bukoli, we saw what happened.
I mean, if we look at this list, Dubois has fought Hergovich, he's fought Joyce, he's fought Joshua. Like he's fought a lot of top guys. I didn't include Jarrell Miller, but didn't really feel there was a massive need to. But he fought him. I've also noticed I put Dubois in twice. So that's how good he is. Zhang, Zheli Zhang. I'm going good, not great, and I'm putting him at the top of it.
Good, but not great. I don't buy the massive hype that everyone else does, and I feel like because of his age, that's a man that ain't got time on his side. So if he don't get the big fights this year, that's another year gone. You're 42, big man.
True.
So for me, I don't think that he beats.
What are his best wins? His best wins are Joyce twice and then Wilder.
I mean, Wilder was. I say shot, but I feel like that's one fight. Although he was mad average, I feel like if he'd have fought Wilder when Wilder was WBC champion, I'm not sure if he would have, because like you said, after the Fury fights, I feel like that took a lot out of Wilder.
Yeah, he was done.
So
retired then.
I don't know. Styles make fights in it, but yeah, do you know what? Zhang might have beaten Wilder, but I don't think he gets near Dubois. He gets near Joshua, and he doesn't, and Usyk as well.
Yeah, Usyk would fuck him up. I think you kind of have to put him above Wardley and Cabile, though, right? Because Wilder is a former champion. Joyce at the time was dangerous. Yeah, kind of has to be there. Jared Anderson.
Average.
Yeah, I was going to say, kind of has to be, right? Like,
for me, Jared Anderson was somebody who I was actually like really behind in terms of his progress and stuff. Obviously, after, not saying one fight changed my complete opinion of him, but it did make me think he took the step up to the next level and he weren't ready and he lost very badly.
Yeah.
So against a very good fighter, don't take anything away from Bukoli. But I feel like when you've lost like he lost against Bukoli, it's like you're definitely going to box again. It's just where do you fit in those heavyweight rankings? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. What do you think about Jared Anderson?
I've never been massively impressed, if I'm honest. Only because if you look at who he's fighting, if you actually look at the fact the Charles Martin win, but it was actually quite close and it was a late replacement and Charles Martin. That's not massively impressive to me. And then you've got, I don't know, he's never done anything for me that's hugely impressive. I was excited to see him against Bukoli because it was like, all right, I'm up for this sort of the hype train, if you like. Not saying he is all hype. He is skillful. I mean, against Bukoli, he did some good stuff, but Bukoli was just stronger and put him to sleep. But you could tell out of the two of them who was fighting, who'd been fighting a bit harder opposition and who wanted it more. But I like Jared Anderson, and he is young. It's going to take some time. I'm also not convinced he's powerful enough.
He can definitely come back, but he's got a problem in that he looks a lot lighter than a lot of these heavyweights.
Yeah,
doesn't pack a massive punch, and that's a problem when you're talking about getting to the big guys or world level.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah, like I said, Dubois is going to be like one of the boxers who are in that future pool when Fury, Joshua retire, and I just can't see. I couldn't ever see him in any scenario beating Daniel Dubois.
Nah, because he could outbox him all he likes, but he will get clipped.
Yeah.
I mean, if we just look at Anderson's last fights, Bukoli, big step up, fair enough. Riyad Mahi, 32-2, but who is he? With all respect, Andrei Rudenko is an okay fighter, but I mean that's who Johnny Fisher was meant to be fighting next, or is fighting next. Charles Martin, who's probably, with all respect, the worst heavyweight champion of all time, or at least up there.
Charles Martin, terrible.
Jerry Forrest, who gave Zheli Zhang one of the hardest fights Zhang's ever had. It's when I first watched Zhang, that one. But Forrest is about 6'1". He's got no right being a heavyweight. He's just a big lad. It's unimpressive. So I'm not surprised that Piccoli put him out. I would still like to see a lot more of Anderson, though, because he is a good fighter. And there's something there.
The biggest problem with him is his mentality outside of the ring as well. He's got too many distractions. He gets into a lot of stuff that, if you really want to lock in and be dedicated like a lot of these top guys, I just don't feel like he's got that. I don't think he's got the same drive as you see. Do you see? Like, hear what I'm saying, yeah? So you're talking about on one end of the spectrum, and again, I use Usyk as an example because these types of fighters are a different breed. Beterbiev, Bivol, Usyk, all these guys have one thing in common, and it's like they've got a grit about them that a lot of people don't have. They weren't brought up around luxury and all these things, like a lot of people, be it in their own cities, in their own countries. But I just feel like that Eastern European mentality, or like Eastern Europe, or when you talk about Ukraine, or you're talking about even like when you talk about like Povetkin, who at heavyweight, tough fight. Yeah. Coming out of Poland, Ukraine. On the other side of things, obviously Bivol, Russian, Beterbiev, Russian,
Kazakhstan. All sorts.
That's what I'm saying to you. So like, I just feel like them guys have a different way of life from a kid. They're not exposed to all of the things that probably most of us are exposed to at a young age. Even like the fighters being brought up in this country and stuff like that. Discipline's instilled in them. Guys are lifting bricks at like 6 years old. Like, no, it's not even a joke. Do you see what I'm saying? So for me, I think if you compare like the top and where Jared Anderson wants to be, I don't feel like he's got that mentality at the moment. Getting in trouble outside of boxing. Yeah, so for me, I think the mentality is a big thing. And at the moment, I want to see more of Jared like you, but it just, I don't know if he's got that drive and that composure and discipline to get to number one or even top fighter.
I don't think so. But I do think he can get better. Joseph Parker, former world champion, on a run of just upsetting the odds.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to say that Joseph Parker's the top fighter.
I was going to put him there.
You just look at what he's done, look at what he's lost, and then look what he's come back on a redemption. Obviously, working with Andy Lee and all of these things. For me, I've always liked Joseph Parker in it. And when you look at that list, I think it'd be disrespectful to put him any lower than top fighter. He's world level. He's like you said, he's upsetting the odds. He's been in fights where people have expected him to lose, and he's blown them out of the pot. So, like I said to you, he fought Joshua earlier on in his career, at a time when both of them were probably coming up, but he was the world champion.
Yeah.
So, for me, Joseph Parker's got to go in there, man.
No, he's top fighter for sure. I think he'll be probably bottom of the top fighter list, but he has to be up there because he's above good, not great. He's one of my favorite fighters in the division. He does need to fight somebody soon, although it does look like potentially he is returning in February, so hopefully that's true. Anthony Joshua, obviously coming off the loss, or the really bad loss to Daniel Dubois. A lot of people wanted him to retire. I know where I'm putting him, but it'll be interesting because you have a very different opinion of where he should go next. So
I genuinely think top fighter.
Oh, you're going top fighter. Okay, I was thinking you're going to put him in should retire. I think he has to be there.
No chance. Listen, he lost against. We're talking another elite athlete in Dubois.
Yeah.
When we talk about boxing, because again, this is a rankings, and I think the IBF moved him down to like 10th or something like that.
Yeah, they bumped him crazy.
Which is mental, by the way. And I think on the one hand, you've got a guy who, whilst he was world champion, what did he make? 9 title defenses?
Yeah.
So essentially, he's been fighting mandatories, and then obviously went on to fight. Took on a fight, which was, you could see as an exhibition, cool, but he also done something that Tyson Fury couldn't do, and that's get Ngannou out. Regardless of how you look at it, for me, just in general, just because of the way he is and big star, it's just loads of factors for him make me a top fighter. I actually think he doesn't get the credit he deserves for the boxing that he does as well.
No, nowhere near.
And it's mental. I always say this to people. Like, to become a 2-time world champion, to win a gold medal at the Olympics, you don't get there if you don't know how to box. For me,
he's elite. He's an elite fighter. Realistically, you can't go above Dubois because Dubois just beat him. But I can't even say it. But I still think Joshua's better. But then
listen. It's just one of them things. You've got to remember, it was at a time where Vladimir Klitschko fought Joshua, and it was like a passing of the torch. That fight felt a little bit like that as well. It's like one great going on to another younger, hungry at heavyweight. Joshua was once Dubois. Do you see what I'm saying? In terms of challenging, and Joshua's, or should I say, if Joshua's a young Dubois, then that's like the Klitschko and Joshua fight. Do you see what I'm saying? So for me, I think he don't get the credit that he deserves for what he's done for British boxing, what he's done for boxing in general. And it'd be difficult to put him anywhere else than top fighter. To put him in good, not great, or average, or should retire is disrespectful.
Yeah, massively.
When you compare where Deontay Wilder is, for example, should not retire to Joshua is. Joshua's far more capable of fighting and far more capable of winning. I still don't think there are a lot of heavyweights in the top 5, top 10 that beat Joshua.
I think everybody under him on this list, maybe not Joseph Parker, but everybody else, I think Joshua beats. Zhang, Wardley, Cabile, Anderson, and Wilder.
Zhang don't move his head, so that's all wrong for Joshua. Wardley, do you know what? Wardley and Joshua would be a good fight because
Wardley's tough because Wardley's like Dubois. He's heavy hitting.
I feel like Joshua's got. Wardley's quite raw still, isn't it? And I feel like Joshua's got. How do I put it? Just more experience. So there's that factor as well.
Caballe's a tough fight, but I think Joshua nails him. Anderson is just too young, and Wilder, Joshua will catch him about an hour before Wilder throws a right hand with any real conviction. So, F.A. Jagba, I think has to be average, right?
Yeah.
But
according to the IBF, he's mandatory for the interim title.
Whereabouts do we put him above Anderson? I mean, let's look at Jagba's record before we just to refresh the memory, because I'm sat here going, I can't actually think of anyone that he's beaten. He lost to Frank Sanchez. He's 20-1. I can't. There's nothing on his record that says to me this is a top heavyweight. I prefer Anderson's record to a Jagba's. That's a fight I'd like to see.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm gonna put. I would say they're both just there. It don't really matter who's in front of who.
Yeah.
For me, them two, that'd be a good fight. That's a fight that needs to happen next, not Bakoli and Jagba.
No. Bakoli and Jagba does not work. Hrgovic.
I'm gonna put him in good, but not great.
At the bottom, I was thinking either.
I put him in front of a Jagba, and you have. At the moment, I'd put him in front of Wardley, but I think if him and Wardley were to fight now, that could be a good fight that Wardley could win. I feel like the only reason I put Wardley in front behind him is just because of the experience of fighting at that level. That's the only reason. But not saying that he can't beat him. But yeah, I think if you go off obviously past times, Hrgović has got to go.
Hrgović has got an unlucky loss to Zhang. He's the Bois fight was very 50-50. I mean, he just couldn't carry on. Beat Dempsey McKean pretty easily. At the time, McKean was meant to be a decent heavyweight. He's got a decent enough record. It can't put him above Zhang because Zhang's got better wins and has beaten Hrgović. But yeah, him and Wardley would be a good fight. I think Wardley would end it. So it's a bit of a weird one. I would actually put Wardley above him, but Wardley's best win is Fraser Clark, and that is not. I mean, if we're being honest, if we go on the basis of like resumes and stuff, Wardley shouldn't really be in good, not great, or he should be at the bottom of it.
Let's move Wardley to average for now. And
I think he has to be top,
but he's at the front.
Yeah.
And the only
he's
reason
a winner
is because of experience at a level. But don't get it twisted. Like I like Wardley, and I think there's big things for him to come.
Wardley can easily get up to top fighter. There's no doubt in my mind he can get there. It's just right now, his best wins are David Adelaide, who we're yet to really see anything massively convincing from, and Fraser Clark, who is kind of the same. So it's a hard one. Joe Joyce, I think, should retire. Really like him.
Joe Joyce is definitely and should not retire. And I would even say he's in front of Deontay Wilder when we're talking about that.
Yeah.
He's not fought. Joe Joyce really hasn't achieved what Wilder's achieved. You have to take that with a bit of pill. But yeah, it's mental. Joe Joyce should retire before Wilder does. Yeah. And his age as well. But Wilder's old himself.
39. Yeah, 39. He's lost 4 fights at Chisora, Kashali, Zhang, and Zhang, of which he's been knocked out twice and lost to Chisora on unanimous decision. It's not a fighter that should carry on. Struggled against Kashali.
And Kashali is at, would you even say he's British level?
Not anymore. No.
Southern area.
Yeah, I mean, Joyce is just old. If we're being honest, that's the case. He is old. Zhang is older, but Zhang also is active. Zhang is still winning. Zhang does deserve to be up there. Joyce, before the Zhang fights, would have been, for me, in sort of top out, and he would have been the top of good, not great, because we were talking about him fighting Usyk at one point. It's good that never happened, because that would have been brutal. But, yeah. Martin Bacoli. Good, not great.
I'll put him into good, not great.
I think he has to be top of it.
Yes. But he could easily get the stretch he's on, he could easily get to top fighter. Not really much to say about it. I mean, everyone knows what he does and what he brings.
Yeah. Are we going to put him above Zhang and Hrgović? I mean, Bacoli's most notable win is Jared Anderson. And he did win it easily. But then we're looking at Jared Anderson and saying, Jared Anderson ain't that great.
I think if you're going off form, he's got to go behind Zhang, definitely. I just don't really rate Hrgović, but I get why you put him in front based off fights, activity, form. So, yeah, for the moment, putting Bacoli behind Zhang and Hrgović, but I think you could easily argue that he could go in front of Hrgović at the same time.
He's got Tony Yoka, who's not lived up to the hype, Takam, and then he's got Anderson. I feel like has to be below Zhang. I think he beat Hrgović. I think he's better than Hrgović. I think we can put him above Hrgović, but I'm happy with that.
Hmm.
Tyson Fury, top fighter. Number
Top
2.
fighter was number 1 for me, and now top fighter.
Yeah, above Dubois, Joshua, and Parker, I think.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But then
Well,
obviously, I would argue that Joshua. I would see it's difficult, yeah, because Dubois there. I think for the sake of the fact that he's holding a world title, just move Dubois over to the left for a minute, just so we can have this convo. Yeah, right now, these two, on the other hand, Fury and Joshua, I've always said it, styles make fights. I think that Joshua beats Fury. I also think he's got a better record than Fury, and he's got a better record than Fury. So do you know what? You're going to disagree with this, but I think he should be going behind Joshua.
I can't put him there.
But on what basis? Like what?
Joshua stepped up to fight Usyk twice and lost twice.
Fury steps up to fight Usyk once.
Fury's fight was closer. Fury's fight was closer.
But he got hurt bad. Worse than Joshua, really bad. You know?
Way worse. But Fury won more rounds. Fury did have comfortable periods. Joshua was never comfortable. And Joshua just got flattened by Dubois. And everybody had Joshua should have been a huge favourite for that fight. And he should have been a huge favourite.
But would you say that Dubois beats Fury now?
No.
Now. Talking Tyson Fury now.
No, still wouldn't.
Fair enough.
Dubois' punch power could knock anybody out, right?
I mean,
he could beat Usyk. On the right night, Dubois will land a punch.
I mean, it's all well and good said, like he won his last 4 fights, but for me, 3 of those fights are against Deontay Wilder.
Yeah. I think you can't put Fury below Joshua. But based on resume, I do think Joshua's better. It's a tough one, but in terms of like current rankings, I think you have to have Fury has to be at least 3rd. I'm happy with the list. I don't think there's nothing I would immediately change. I would maybe potentially move Wardley up, but I don't think there's justification for that. So our rankings from top to bottom for heavyweight boxers. Number 1, Usyk. Makes sense. 2, we got Dubois. 3, Fury. 4, Joshua. 5, Parker. Don't think people can argue with that. Then we got Zhang, Bakoli, Hrgovic, Ajit Kabayel, Wardley, Anderson, Ajagba, Wilder, Joyce. There are fighters better than Wilder and Joyce, but should retire is a good section to have. So
let us know what you guys think as well, because that's the important thing. We need to know what your top 10 heavyweights are. Oh, sorry.
No, it's true. I mean, leave it in the comments. This video will be shortened down to each ranking, so we'll do a ranking of the heavyweight video. If you're watching that, let us know what you put. If there's people we've missed out as well, let us know who, and let us know where you would put them, because there's going to be some people we've missed out. There's a lot of heavyweights out there. I mean, also Varlin could potentially be in here as well, but he lost to Joshua and hasn't done anything since. So yeah, right. I think we should just go straight to the lightweights, because we're on a bit of a roll here. And I'm kind of more excited for this because I think there's a little bit more to do.
Let's go, man.
So, first of all, same categories. We've got number 1, top fighter, good, not great, average, should retire. And we've got a decent bunch. Now, these are 135 pounds and 140 pound fighters, because they're all going to fight or should fight at any point anyway. So it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to read out each fighter. I'm going to just go as we go. We'll do it. Have you got a shout for number 1? Immediately thinking. It's tough.
I have got to say it could be a mix between Javante and Shakur.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to do a joint for them, man. But then, based on current fights and stuff like that, I'd put Javante above Shakur still.
Yeah.
But in terms of boxing ability, Shakur is probably one of the best in this list, if not the best boxer.
I think so. I'm happy with the Gervonta Davis being number one. He's the biggest star there, which doesn't really come into it, but the guy is world champion. He is an elite fighter, and he knocks people out for fun. His record's pretty immense. Like, I think he has to go number one. And then it gets a bit interesting. So we've got Lomachenko.
Top fighter. Has to be.
Or should retire. The guy's not fighting. He's old.
Nah, do you know what? I think it's disrespect. Got to put him in good, not great, at least. Should retire as mental, because there's some fighters in this list that don't beat Lomachenko.
True. If he's going anywhere, it's either retire or top fighter. There's no in between with him, because he's not average and he is great, but it's his age and his activity. I mean,
so if we're doing it off that, then you have to put him in should retire.
I think so.
But that's Henderson.
But I mean, is he realistically? Is he going to fight again? Probably not.
We don't know.
Might do. We can put him top fighter for now, but if top fighter starts getting built up, he's getting dropped. Frank Martin, obviously recently fought Gervonta Davis, did okay, and then got his shit rocked, if we're being honest. So
yeah,
I'm not really sure. I think he kind of has to go average. I don't think we've seen anything of him that's been too.
Frank
Martin.
Average. Honestly, average.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, whats, buts, and maybes. He's average.
It's really that's based purely on he's not fought anyone yet, so we can't.
You can't put him in the same breath as the two guys that are already in there, and you sure as hell can't put him in the same breath as some of these guys that are in here. For me, not saying he's a bad boxer, but he's not on the level of some of these guys.
Teofimo Lopez,
top fighter.
Yeah.
Done it all. 26, won everything you can win. Tio, man.
Tio or Loma. I'm going Teofimo.
Loma's done a madness as well, though, so I'll still put Loma in front of Tio.
But this is current. This is our current rankings.
Then we're putting Tio in front of Lomachenko.
Yeah. Keyshawn Davis. Good, not great, I think.
Yeah, but has the potential easily to be a top fighter.
He could be number one. He could be number one.
And one of my favourite boxers as well.
Yeah, he's good to watch. Davis. Good for promotion. He's kind of got everything going for him. So he's one for the future, but he's already quite comfortably in the good, not great. Now, let's leave Shakur till the end, because I think that's interesting. Ryan Garcia. I don't think he can go in top fighter.
I think he's not average. I think he's better than average. I think he's good, but not great.
Yeah, I agree. And he goes above Keyshawn. The only reason that I think he's not top fighter is because his best win is Devin Haney, and he was overweight and on drugs. So what can we that does not count, and doesn't even count as a win anymore anyway. So then we're talking his best fight was him versus Davis, and he got battered. So it's really hard to distinguish anything from that. George Kambosos Jr. obviously recently signed to Matchroom. He's here. Kambosos Jr., former unified 135-pound champion. Ooh, I think good, not great.
100%.
Below.
Kambosos has been in wars though. Don't get it twisted. He fights everyone as well. Like that's why I like him so much, because I just feel like he's up for anything. But having said that, good, not great. Good, not great. I think the way he won his titles is probably a shock to everyone, but
it's a huge upset.
He also wasn't somebody who was going to retain them for a while. So I was going to say good, not great. I think it's disrespectful to put him average, but for me, I wouldn't have him in as top fighter.
Yeah. Jack Catterall, I think, is either the bottom of top fighter or the top of good, not great, and I'm not really comfortable putting him anywhere else.
I think you have to put him in top fighter.
Bearing in mind he should have been undisputed as well.
He fought Josh Taylor, one of the best in the world.
At the time, pound for pound, top 10.
And at the time, he won the first fight. I don't care what anyone says. He definitely won the second fight.
Yeah, and then he's since beat Regis Prograis with relative ease as well. And that's another top fighter who I probably should have put in the list, actually, but realistically, that would have been a should retire for me. Prograis can do more, but whatever. Yeah. Liam Paro, obviously fighting Richardson Hitchens in Puerto Rico in a week and a half's time. World champion, IBF world champion. And yet I'm not really wanting to put him top fighter.
No, you can't. I don't think you can put him average. I think he has to go good, not great. But and that's not to say that he can't get to certain avenues, but at the moment, I think we've got him a good, not great, and I think that's respectable.
Above Kambosos,
are we putting Keyshawn Davis? Are we putting Kambosos above Keyshawn Davis?
I am. Are you not?
Right, watch when them two fight in it.
I'm saying, currently speaking, Kambosos has done a lot more than Keyshawn Davis, and I'm not. I don't know, but I'm not. But the thing is, I think Liam Paro is a world champion, right? Liam Paro has to be.
How are you putting Ryan Garcia in front of Kambosos?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So,
the list is a bit fucked up. So, do we drop Ryan Garcia all the way down here then? Not
have to.
There.
I'd put him behind Keyshawn Davis.
Well, I mean, hold on. Ryan Garcia's record is needed here because I need a read.
It is, but he lost. He lost against Javante, come back, had the comeback fight which he won, and then went and fought Devin Haney. But the decision was overturned because of drugs.
Yeah, so he cheated in that fight. Doesn't count. Oscar Duarte, he beat. That's a decent win. Lost to Davis quite badly. Javier Fortuna that's not a great win. Emmanuel Tago, yeah. Luke Campbell, nah. I mean, Luke Campbell's a great fighter, but not that level. All right. I think Garcia has to be above Keyshawn Davis. But they should all be below Paro. Paro beat the bogeyman in the division, who we're going to talk about. Kambosos has to be above the two of them. Yeah. Devin Haney.
He goes in front of Teofimo Lopez at the moment.
Yeah. People are going to get it twisted, but Devin Haney is one of the best fighters in the world.
Mustard.
He's unreal. I genuinely, I don't care about the Ryan Garcia fight. Devin Haney is one of the best fighters.
Also, what he done to Regis Prograis as well was problematic. Like very calculated and just made Regis look like a proper little man.
Yeah. Catterall made Prograis look meh, but Devin Haney made it look like Prograis couldn't fight anymore.
1 sec, Connor, carry on. We'll be back.
Put him down as well, yeah. So Devin Haney has to go there. I don't give a shit about the Ryan Garcia fight because Ryan Garcia was cheating, so that doesn't count to me. Also, Haney should just go up to welterweight because then he can actually make the weight without shelling his eyes in. The guy, he looks ill. You look ill, Devin. Yeah. But also, good luck to you. Next up, we've got Subriel Matias. Now, I know what I want to put him. I'm going to put him average, but we'll see what Paolo wants to say. I don't rate him. I think he's powerful, and he did kill someone in the ring, which is cool and all, but also I just don't rate him. I mean, let's have a look at the record of Subriel Matias because I don't really. Right. Last fight, Roberto Ramirez won round 2 knockout. Fight without Liam Paro, lost unanimous decision. Other than that, 23-0 he won by knockout, 30-0 he won by knockout. I mean, every fight he's won by knockout, which is a crazy record. We're talking about Subriel Matias.
Good, but not great.
Yeah. I think has to be at least there.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. He's proper.
Not
Do you know what I like
level
about him as well? He just gives it to everyone, you know.
Yeah.
Proper. Just personality you need in boxing.
I like Matias. He's also knocked everybody out. Any fight he won by knockout, which is still crazy. He has also lost he lost twice. He's clearly beatable, but if he hits you properly, you're gone. William Zepeda is next, and I'll be honest with you, he would have been top fighter for me before, but after the Tevin Farmer fight, I can't really put him above good, not great. I'm going there. Well, no. I'm going there. I'm going above Garcia and Keyshawn, below Matias, Cambosos, and Paro. William Zepeda.
Zepeda, yeah. Do you know what? That's your boy, though. He has to get in there. Connor's boy. This is Connor's boy, you know.
No. The problem is, right, is I do back him. I do think he's really good. He's great to watch. No doubt about that. Of all the fighters on here, him, Matias, Davis, and Keyshawn Davis is good to watch as well, and Cambosos are all sort of there. Zepeda throws about 100,000 punches every fight. He gets knockouts, but like bad knockouts. He's top. But Tevin Farmer did make him look a bit silly at times. And that does worry me in terms of if he gets in there with any of the elite guys, what will happen. So I can't put him that high. And I can't really back him to the level that I was. I'm okay with putting him there. I don't think he should be above there yet. I do think he'll win a world title, though. I still think he'll be that good. I think he'll get there.
This is the one we've been waiting for.
Shakur Stevenson.
I'm going to make this easy for you.
Yeah.
I've been Shakur Stevenson's biggest critic because of the fights I've seen. But let's not take anything away from what he's capable of and what he does. I think it's disrespectful if you put him anywhere less than in front of Lomachenko, in front maybe of Tio.
You're saying that.
But here's the thing: you look at it from two angles. On boxing, for me, I think Shakur Stevenson's at the top there, top fighter.
Yeah, he's the best boxer on there.
But in terms of activity, who he's fought, what he's done, it's very hard to put him in front of really Tio because Tio's just been in more fights or more active or he's not taken as many breaks.
Yeah.
But Tio's been on some stinky shows fighting at the same time. So for me, Friday night. What's Tio been on? Friday night boxing. It's like when I used to watch WWE Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, Teofimo has been fighting in like wedding venues at the moment. He's not Top Rank sucks.
But I think it's respectable to put him there. But he could easily be number one, and so could Haney, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think when you talk about number one, I think Gervonta has to go there for the moment. But then
Gervonta has never lost. He's always entertained.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah, you just can't. There's nothing. You can't fault him really. He loses some rounds, but then he's downloading what they're doing, and then he counters, and then they're gone. So
yeah,
Haney, I think, has better wins than Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Haney's got Lomachenko on the resume, which was close. Whether or not you think he won that
Haney's
or not.
Two of Haney's wins account for Shakur Stevenson, like 10 of Shakur's. Can I be real with you? So yeah. I think when you go off current form, current boxing, it's difficult to put Shakur in front of Haney. When we're talking about boxing ability, he's probably the best here. But I mean
we're talking a Jorge Linares before Jorge Linares was too old. A Jojo Diaz, Kambosos twice in Kambosos' backyard. Lomachenko fight was close, like ridiculously close. But I had Haney winning. A lot of people had Haney winning. Probably the same amount of people had Lomachenko winning, but whatever. And then he fought Garcia, and I know everyone says he was shit in that fight, but Garcia was massive and drugged up. Haney did pretty well against a guy who's already powerful. So I think Haney has to be second. But I think Shakur Stevenson will get to number one. Equally, wouldn't be surprised if Gervonta Davis knocked him out. And that's just kind of the crazy part about Davis's power, is that I don't think... Also, Davis is underrated as a boxer.
Yeah.
Criminally underrated. He is not just a one-trick pony. The guy can box. So, yeah. We didn't put anyone who should retire.
Nah, because I think this division's slightly different. But I feel like these guys, tanks are more... I feel like when you're shot as a heavyweight, you're done.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone here is as bad, genuinely, as Deontay Wilder, which is why he should not retire.
Yeah, that's true.
Deontay Wilder should not retire because he's bad at boxing. Joe Joyce is there because he's old.
Yep.
These guys are all still capable of fighting.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. I mean, just to sort of recap, number one fighter at sort of the lightweight, 135, 140 pound division, we got Gervonta Davis. Then we got Haney, Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko, Jack Catterall, Liam Paro, George Kambosos Jr., Sabriel Matias, William Zepeda, Ryan Garcia. I guess that might be controversial because he's quite low. Let us know what you think about that one. Keyshawn Davis, and then Frank Martin, who we put in average, which might be a little bit unfair. But the one time that he's really stepped up a level, he did get done in. I do think Frank Martin will make his way up that list, but right now, based on what we've seen, he kind of has to go there. Yeah. We will post, obviously, the individual videos, and we're going to do posts on our Instagram, so make sure you go follow Hook Casuals on Instagram and Hook Boxing and Boxing Corner Casuals. We're going to post the full rankings there, so you can comment there. It'd be cool if people posted their own or commented down below on the YouTube side where you put certain fighters. But so yeah, go follow the Instagram, go follow us everywhere, obviously, because why not? And now let's get into the boxing this week, which is Sonny Edwards versus Edwards-Yafai, the battle of two boxing families.
Press conference has just finished. My head is massive in this, man. Jesus Christ. Press conference has just finished, I believe, with the Yafai Edwards. There was also a bit of back and forth going on with Charlie Edwards.
Yeah.
And the other Yafai. So that could be a fight that you could see happen. In terms of the fight itself, I think it's a brilliant fight for British boxing. And I think as well, they're both elite fighters. And I just think it's two guys that know each other, sparred with each other. So, yeah, for me, I'm going to enjoy watching it Saturday. I don't even want to predict because I just think what will be. But I think they both has got as good a chance of beating each other.
Yeah, I mean, I can see Edwards outboxing him. I can also see Yafai fighting in a very similar way to Bam Rodriguez and knocking Edwards out, if I'm honest. I can see both sides. I think we'll find out just how good Yafai is on Saturday. That's what I'm most excited for, because Sonny Edwards is still world-class fighter. He will win world titles again, assuming that he wants to. So I think we're really looking at Saturday and going, how good is Yafai? Because if Yafai goes in there and blasts out Sonny Edwards, suddenly I kind of want to see Yafai versus Jesse Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be an amazing fight. Equally, if Yafai goes in there and actually gets worked, if Sonny Edwards can put the work on him and make him move and actually control the fight, then okay, Yafai is clearly a good fighter, but we're talking different level. I'm very excited, and the undercard's really good as well. You got Cameron Vuong stepping up against Gavin Gwynn, who I believe his last fight was the one in Riyadh's season against. Did he fight Mark Chamberlain? Was it Mark Chamberlain? I think so. Where he got stopped, but it was a good fight. It was Mark Chamberlain, yeah. So he got stopped after 4 rounds. Wasn't the most competitive. Gavin Gwynn not quite at that level. But either way, a good fight for whilst it lasted. And Gwynn's always in sort of tough fights. But it is a step up for Vuong. It's a good event. I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. It'll be very interesting to see.
What are we saying? We're doing a live for it?
I actually can't. I was going to tell you this. I can't. It's my dad's 50th. So I forgot I am going there. I thought I'd be able to come back in time and at least get the main event. But I didn't realise the dinner is an evening thing, which is cool, but means there's no chance I'm getting back in time. If I even get back at all. I'm probably going to end up having to just stay there. But so I'm not able to. If you are doing one, I will sit in the comments. I think I can do that and control the comment section or something. I don't know, but
yeah, do you know what? We're gonna make something happen, man. Yeah. Live Saturday, we're gonna sort something out.
But no, I won't be on screen, annoyingly. Which is a shame because I actually do want to be here.
We'll make something happen. We'll make something happen.
Right. I think we should predict the fight, by the way. I'm not sitting on the fence. I'm going Yafai knockout. I'm going to do it. Got to get a prediction.
I'm going Sonny Edwards decision.
Okay. I can see either one happening. I'm up for that. Also on the event is Kieran Conway.
Let's do a friendly wager.
Do something. A friendly wager. All right.
Let's do a friendly wager. So
go on then.
If Yafai wins, you can just come up with a forfeit that I've got to do on the live next week. If Sonny Edwards wins, I'll do a forfeit. You'll do a forfeit on the live this week.
Okay, I'm up for it. So
I am open to dirty shakes as long as there's no flipping salmonella in it. And I'm open to. I'm going to be careful what I say here. I am open to, within reason, a lot of devs. Because when you say I'm open to most things, it's a big pause.
Yeah.
So,
Well, okay. We'll watch on Saturday night. And
yours is going to be a dirty shake.
Okay. We can do that. That's fine.
Dirty shake. Let's just do dirty shake.
I think dirty shake makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
And we pick 4 ingredients that you got to put into it.
4 ingredients.
You can have water as the base.
Oh my god, this is going to be awful. All right, okay, I'm down. Yafai better win though.
You've gone mute. You gone mute. Oh, he's gone mute. Connor has actually gone mute for a minute. So, Yafai and Sonny Edwards. It's a massive fight. But I just think Sonny Edwards is going to win on points. Let us know what you guys think in the comments as well. I will be doing some form of a live on Saturday. Connor's actually gone mute. And I can't. No, it's gone again. So Connor's having some technical difficulties. What it is where he lives in near the sea. It's different down there. Yeah, the Wi-Fi is not strong, so I'm gonna put it down to that. And they use funny words as well. That's what they do down there. And he can't even reply because he's on mute. His headset is at the back of his head. So this is where we're going with this. And yeah, look, he's got a big podcast mic, like proper professional one. And right now it's not on. Sometimes it's just you have to do basics. Laptop, mic. Do you know what I mean? Laptop, mic. Connor, I don't know if he's that side. He'll be back. He'll be back. And for me, when we're talking about that fight as well, we're talking about two British guys who were, spar each other. They know how each other works. They know each other's mannerisms in the ring, outside of the ring. It'll be an interesting mental battle, and it'll be an interesting fight inside of the ring to see. It'd be like a little chess match, I feel. I don't think either one's knocking each other out, and that's why I think I've got points. I certainly won't be drinking a dirty shake. And do you know what? We're going to make this even better. The dirty shakes, we're going to let the viewers pick 2 ingredients.
Hello.
Just nod, Connor, if you can hear me.
Hello. Okay.
Yes.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's a bit low, but it's working.
Okay, that's fine. We can. I think. Hello. That's better now.
Yeah. It's gone again. I think we've covered most bases anyway. So Connor's just doing up miming now, and he's a mute. This makes it very watchable for people that are maybe it's a sign language. Connor, you can do the sign language, or you can do anything else, but this is making it more for people that are, can't watch it. So Hooked Casuals, make sure you go like, share, and subscribe to it. We are moving over in January to Hooked Casuals on the lives. At the moment, they're on Boxing Corner Casuals, Hooked Corner, Hooked Boxing, and Hooked Casuals. But January onwards, it will be on Hooked Casuals specifically. As I said, every week we have now moved the lives to 7:45 as a new time. They were at 8:30 before. He's back for a minute, but he might be gone again.
Hello?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. I don't know what's going on, but sure. I think it's okay. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Technical issues.
Do you have anything to add?
Subscribe and like, and let us know your rankings and all that stuff, because I think mine's going to go again.
Rankings will be posted.
Yes, they will.
We will be doing a live, and I think it's good to announce it now. Well, we will be going on a live, as far as Connor's aware, for 21st of December. Usyk and Fury. We will be at the Combat Kings cave. So head over to Combat Kings' channel. They do Sunday lives, MMA every week. They took a little break. They're back. So every week we will be. They're doing lives on Sundays. We will be featuring in a live on the 21st. I believe Ellis Zorro, cruiserweight, who fought JL Patel, will be there.
Cool.
A couple of others watching the live. So it's going to be a good event. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the podcast. I'm going to leave you with a little message. Connor, Anything else to add before we get?
I do not have anything else to add. Do it.
So, like, share, and subscribe. Do it before you end up in the mud.
Boom.
Good night.
There we go.